10 years ago, Cindy bought a starter home for $400 grand. Last week, she sold it for $800,000. On paper, that looks like a 10% return every single year, a total win, a dream outcome. But when she finally sat down with her bank statements, she realized something terrifying. She didn't make money, she lost money. Imagine thinking you won the lottery and then realizing the lottery took your money instead. How is it even possible to lose wealth on an asset that more than doubled in 10 years? Welcome back to the channel. Today, we are kicking off a 3-part series exposing the biggest financial illusion in America, the belief that rising home prices automatically make you rich. And we are starting with Cindy because her numbers reveal a trap almost nobody talks about. Here's Cindy's ledger of reality. And instead of drowning you in numbers, I'm grouping this in 3 buckets. Bucket 1, the illusion. Cindy thought she earned 10% a year, but once we correct for compounding, that drops to 7%. Bucket 2, the drain you can't avoid. Property taxes, minus 1%. Insurance, minus 0.5%. Closing cost, minus 0.6% per year. Bucket 3, the drains you never see coming. Mortgage interest, minus 5.6%. Material decay, minus 1%. When you add them up, Cindy's actual annual return wasn't 10%, it wasn't 7%, it was negative 1.7%. She didn't win, she didn't break even, she lost money. And if you have ever owned a home and wondered why your savings didn't grow, this is why. Let's break down the biggest pieces. A house that doubles in 10 years feels like it grew 10% a year, but the math says it's really closer to 7. Why? Because compounding works like a snowball. Every year grows on a bigger base, so you only need about 7% a year to double in a decade. That 3% gap, that's a compounding illusion, the trap almost every homeowner falls into. Now some of you are thinking, Bill, my city's median home price is rising way faster than 7%, even after calculating it correctly. So Cindy's 7% doesn't apply to me. Let's talk about that. Median home price is one of the most abused statistics in real estate. It goes up partially because homes are getting bigger, fancier, and more expensive to build, not because your specific house is appreciating that fast. Here's the analogy. If the average car prices goes up because everyone switched from Civics to Teslas, that doesn't mean your old Civic doubled in value. That is why economists use the repeated sale index instead. It tracks the same houses over time, not bigger houses replacing smaller ones. And this more precise measurement brings us right back to Cindy's real number, 7%. And remember, that's during the last 10 years of an extreme housing boom. If you zoom out over the last 40 years, the long-term appreciation of U.S. home is only about 4% a year. Let's assume for now it is 7%. But here's the part homeowners rarely think about. You don't get to keep all the 7%. A house bleeds money every single year. Property taxes take 1%. Insurance takes 0.5%. Closing costs spread over 10 years take 0.6%. These 3 alone eat 2.1% of her return every year. And this one is the killer. Mortgages are front-loaded with interest. The bank gets paid first. Your house gets paid later. For 10 years, Cindy wasn't building wealth. She was paying rent to the bank. And then there's the house itself. Modern homes use fast assembly materials that age quickly. Cindy had to replace her HVAC, fix shingles, repair window seals, and keep appliances alive. That wasn't remodeling. That was survival. So after subtracting the compounding illusion, taxes, insurance, closing costs, mortgage interest, physical decay, Cindy's 10% return didn't just shrink, it flipped into a negative 1.7% a year. She wasn't building wealth, she was quietly funding the county, the insurance company, the real estate machine, and especially the bank. And when you factor in all the Saturdays she spent repairing the place instead of enjoying her life, her losses run even deeper than the math shows. Now we can finally answer the question, how is it possible to lose wealth on an asset that doubled in 10 years? Because it took even more money and far more of her sweat to reach that doubled price. So here's the next question. If the homeowner is losing money to all these hidden drains, what happens if you don't buy? Can a renter do better? In the next episode, we're running a 10-year head-to-head match. Cindy, the buyer, versus May, the renter. Same income, same home, same lifestyle. The only difference, May rents the exact house but invests every dollar she saves by not owning. And I'll warn you, the renter doesn't just keep up. In our comparison, the renter can even do better than the homeowner in wealth building. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss part 2, and drop a comment. What's the biggest unexpected home expense that hit your wallet? 10 chess pieces. Don't be a pawn. See you in the next episode.